Okay, so it's 4:01 and we're kicking off. Hello everyone. My name is Joyce Akpata and it's my pleasure on behalf of the Lagos Phoenix Lions Club to welcome you to our very first webinar, which would take us through the how to take our businesses online post-COVID. I mean, life as you know it has changed, with the current pandemic, and it's something that whether we like it or not, we can't pretend or hope that life would go back to normal. The challenge has become a global economic disaster, and has left quite a number of people unemployed. And for a lot of businesses, also there are imminent follows and layoffs that is being expected. And it's also very critical at this point, that businesses have to adapt and change how they operate. They have to change how they manage their employees and their customers as well. Because you will all agree with me that quite a number of businesses at this point are on the verge of collapsing. I mean, even with the various palliative that government is trying to put in place, it's not making any impact yet. And definitely, we are sure that sometime, or in the very near future, we'll see some businesses packing up. But we're still being optimistic, and we feel that businesses just have to change how they operate. And it's critical at this point that you are able to go to your customer, as it were. And we thought that was necessary to set the tone so people can plan towards ensuring that they meet up to this current reality that we found ourselves. So this is being organized by the Lagos Phoenix Lions Club. The Lagos Phoenix Lions Club is a member of the Lions Club International, which is the largest humanitarian service organization globally, founded in 1917, and with a presence in over 200 countries and close to 1.5 million members globally. Our core mission is to empower volunteers to serve their communities, meet humanitarian needs, encourage peace, and also promote international understanding. So for us, this is a key activity to see how we can make an impact in our immediate community. So I would just give a brief on our speaker for this evening. Our speaker is Toby Ashengbe. Toby is a passionate entrepreneur with an obsession for digital marketing. He started his first company in 2012. Toby is an alumnus of the Trinity International College, University of Portsmouth, and also the Portsmouth School of Enterprise in the UK. Toby is the founder of findingdigitaltools.com, which is an online company that provides digital tools such as hosting, domain name, email marketing software, and many more to help businesses grow. He's also the founder of Digital Marketing Sales Institute, which is a globally recognized digital marketing institute, and also Digital Market Giant Services Limited, a digital marketing agency. He's one of the best in the digital marketing industry, both locally and internationally, because he's garnered a wide experience over the years and is highly sought after, and has conducted trainings and has knowledge in working with various clients across various industries and business niche in Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, the Gambia, the UK, the US, and some other countries. He regularly publishes articles dealing with issues on digital marketing and how best businesses can position themselves to make an impact and grow their businesses online. He's been recognized for entrepreneurship and job creation in both Africa and the United Kingdom, and has been endorsed as an upwardly mobile young entrepreneur by the Inside Watch Africa and also an entrepreneur of Africa to Watch by the University of Portsmouth. And I'm proud to say that Toby is the incoming president of the Lagos Phoenix Lions Club. So I would now hand over to Toby, who would take us through. Before Toby starts, I would want to have us, all participants, please, in the chat box, just state the kind of business you run, the size of your business. So that gives him an idea of the audience he's addressing, so that what topics or sessions he would cover, would deal with issues that would one way or the other directly be related to your business. So please, in the chat box, you can just indicate your industry, what kind of business you run, and your business size. That would also guide Toby. When Toby is done with his presentation, if you have any questions on the course of the presentation, feel free to just note them in the chat box. We would extract them from there and pass them on to Toby, so he's able to address those issues after the presentation. Thank you. So Toby, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Toby Ashende. Thanks, Mrs. Joyce, for the introduction. Right, today I'm going to be taking everybody through how to take your business online and profit during and after COVID-19. It's no surprise, and with everything that's going on right now, the need to go online, it's more than important than ever before. And if you're going to take your business online, there are certain things you have to be aware of, right? Because most of us, we are used to the traditional way of doing things, and all of a sudden we have to adapt to the online platform. Another thing also is that we can become very, very vulnerable to digital marketers if we don't know exactly what we are supposed to be doing, right? So, and that's part of the reasons why this was put together, and I'm going to be taking us through what we need to know and how we can achieve success when it comes to taking our business online so that we can profit during and after COVID-19, right? Most businesses right now that are able to trade are trading online, and they are able to, when I mean trade, I don't mean Forex trading. I mean they're able to run their business online and get orders and get people to deliver or execute the order, whether you're in real estate or you are in any business niche, travel agent, real estate, cleaning services, banking, agriculture, travel and tour, education, even whether you run a school or not, right? So I'm going to be taking us through. So my approach this morning would be, first of all, to take us through the brick and mortar way of doing the way things are done, so that we can kind of put a connection to moving online, right? So in terms of what a lot of people miss is that when you go online, there are certain things that we have to battle with, and I'm going to try as much as possible to explain that. So the first thing is for us to understand, okay, so a brick and mortar sales cycle. So a brick and mortar, so I'm assuming, for example, you have the store where it's a brick and mortar basically means a physical location where people trade or sell things, basically, right? So what happens traditionally is you have, for example, if you have, let's say we go to Ikeja City Mall, and you have a shop in Ikeja City Mall, and right there in Ikeja City Mall, your shop is there, but then you have 100,000 people that come to visit Ikeja City Mall. Out of that 100,000 people that come to visit Ikeja City Mall, a percentage of that number is what comes into your store, right? A percentage of that number is what comes into your store. So in the diagram shown on the screen, right, you would notice that 1,000 people would be the one to enter the store in a month. So in a month, 100,000 people come to the mall, 1,000 people come into the store, and then when they come into the store, the salesperson engages with that 1,000 people at different times. And then at the end of the day, that particular store is able to get 100 people to buy their products and services. So this is how it works traditionally, which is also similar to how it works online. So what this means is that there has to be a way to attract people, right? There has to be a way to attract people. So attracting happens when attracting in this stage what we mean is that driving traffic, right? So the traffic here that goes to the mall is about 100,000 people. Now, out of that 100,000 people, there's what we call lead conversion. So lead conversion is the amount of people that enter the store, the shop, the particular shop itself, which is in this case is 1,000, right? The third thing that happens in the traditional sense is that you have a salesperson that also engages that 1,000 people, right? So what that means is that even when it comes to online, there has to be that level of engagement. Then out of that, you now have 100 people that end up buying, which is what we call the sales conversion. So there's the attract, which is driving traffic. There is the conversion, the lead conversion. Lead conversion is basically interested people. So people that come to the mall, out of that percentage, a particular amount of people are interested in what you sell inside your store. So they're regarded as lead conversion, right? And then the salesperson, who is the person that engages you and tries to tell you, oh, this stuff fits you, you should buy this and things like that, right? Then eventually you make 100 sales, right? So this is how the brick and mortar sales, what they call it, occurs, right? And what is constant is you have the attract, you have the lead conversion, you have the engage, and you have the sales conversion in that particular order. Now, one of the things we need to know is that this, in a brick and mortar store, for example, someone leaves his house and goes to the mall. It most likely has sense of urgency, right? So that means that he doesn't want to come back tomorrow, or he might not have time again to come back tomorrow to go back to the mall, right? And so because of that, he's going to make sure he finds or he buys whatever he can buy anytime he's at the mall, right? And so you have you have that self-inflicted sense of urgency. The other thing also is you have trust, right? So because you're going to a person's physical store, you can easily trust that person. Now, the difference between online, you have to take note of those two things I just mentioned right now. Trust, right? The fact that there's trust when you go to a physical location, right? And then the second part is the fact that there's a self-inflicted sense of urgency. So the person has a sense of urgency that he doesn't want to return. Now, that's what complicates going online. Going online has a lot to do with trust, right? So people are wondering, how can I buy? Why should I buy from this person through the online platform? How am I sure I trust this person enough in order to be able to buy from them or to give them my money, right? Now, the second thing is that the person feels like, oh, since it's online, I can always go back there tomorrow, next tomorrow. All I need is just an internet connection and things like that. So there's a higher chance of procrastination, right? But in traditional sense, there's little procrastination. So that's the reason why you get almost immediate sales, right? Or same day sales. While online, it's quite difficult to get a same day sale. So I want us to put those two things at the back of our mind, right? Now, the luck we have during this period is that when we take our business online during this period, people have no alternative, right? Because there's a lockdown, and even if the lockdown is getting eased, a lot of businesses will still not go back into business in order to protect their employees and all, right? So we have that advantage of the fact that people have no choice. So they will have to find ways on how they can trust us and how they can do business with us without even having to see us, right? But that's just so I want us to remember those two things, right? Sense of urgency, self-inflicted sense of urgency, and so I want us to remember the self-inflicted sense of urgency and trust, right? And then to also remember that you have the attract, the lead conversion, the engagement part, and then the sales conversion. Now, as we go down through the funnel, through my slide, all this would make a bit more sense on how this applies to the traditional, to the online platform, taking your business online. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about in terms of taking your business online is that there's a particular buying circle. It's still very, very similar to the physical circle, but a bit very, very different, right? So the buying circle starts from the stage of awareness, right? So a customer becomes aware of his need or problems, right? Then it goes about searching for a solution. So it goes online, goes on Google to go search for the solution, right? Then the person goes ahead to evaluate. So you see the part where the evaluation happens is the trust, right? So the trust part is the evaluation where the person is trying to discover, do I trust this person? How can I trust this particular person, right? So the person is going ahead to evaluate. So there are certain things that we have to do and position ourselves online to make it easy for people to evaluate us, right? Then following that, you have the decide. So the decision stage is where procrastination and self-inflicted sense of urgency has to take place, right? Because at this particular point, the person is said, oh, okay, so I've gone, okay, so let me liken it to real estate, for example. I'm looking for a particular property, right? And then I go out to go and search for a property. I'm looking for a property in Lekki. So I go on Google to go search for a property in Lekki, properties in Lekki, right? Then I see a couple of properties. I start to evaluate the price, the pictures, look at the location, and a couple of other things, right? And then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, so how do I trust this particular person? So in traditional sense, I would need to go physically to the location of that property to affirm that that property really exists, right? But right now, I might have to, when you're going online, you have to structure your online in such a way that people can trust that property even without having to visit it on a physical level. So that's part of what I'm going to be explaining. So I'm just setting precedent for my slide, right? So now, customer, then the person decides to say, okay, you know what, I think I will go for this particular property. But the customer is like, okay, I can come tomorrow, I can come next tomorrow. The property is still going to be there and things like that. So unless there's a sense of urgency to say, okay, you know what, this property is going to go, there's a potential that, traditionally when you're going to go and do property viewing, you go with a bunch of prospects, right? So that person is like, oh, there are 10 other people with me. So I better act very fast before someone else takes that, buys that property instead of me, right? But in online, nobody knows whether other people are actually looking at that property or not. So that's the reason why certain things you have to think of, okay, certain things you can put on your website that would indicate to people that, oh, other people are also looking at this property, this current property, there's only one plot left or one flat or one semi-detached property. So I'm just trying to give an example. Now, if the person goes ahead and makes a decision and is happy with that decision, then the person goes ahead to evangelize that decision, right? Goes around to tell his friends, his colleagues, and his family about, oh, I just got this property from this particular property company and things like that. So that's how the online works, right? Now, there's one thing I'm going to explain here that says, now, when it comes to online, you have two major parts. You have the paid and you have the organic. So the paid means that you pay to advertise, right? So that is where you go on Google and you see the first 4 results are always adverts, and then the next 10 results are organic results. They are free results. Or while you're reading a news on Punch or Guardian or majority of these online media platforms, right? You get to see different banner ads and things like that. So those are paid advertisements, right? Organic is when people go on Google and search for you and they find you freely, or you go and engage on forums. So for example, you can go on Coral where someone is asking about, oh, properties in Lekki, documentations or something like that, or someone is asking what they call it. So you can go there and then you will now be able to, you can answer questions. So other people that are looking for such answers will get to see your answers on those platforms and then get to know about your business. So those are what they call free, right? Now, those are free. So free, when it comes to free organic method, this entire buying cycle is followed. So where the awareness, so the person becomes aware, the person goes to go search, right? And then, so when the person goes to go search, the person expects to find you freely on Google or on forums where it goes to go and ask questions and things like that, right? Now, when it comes to paid, right, the difference is that when it comes to paid, the person goes straight from awareness to evaluate. So the person sees your banner, then the person becomes aware, right, by seeing your banner, right? So when the person sees your banner, the person becomes aware, right? When the person sees your banner, the person becomes what they call it, becomes aware as regards to the other part where the person goes to go and search. So the person clicks on your banner and is going straight to where he will go and evaluate your particular business, right? So in the evaluation stage, your goal is to look at the things that the questions, the doubt questions that people are going to have and give it to them at that particular point in time. So if you stick with me, this is going to get a lot more clearer, right? So ensure that you don't leave this live class, right? So that you can ensure that you don't miss any particular interesting part, okay? Now, so this is a pictorial explanation of what I just explained. So, for example, consumer, this is the lady is a customer right now. So she becomes aware that she needs a camera. So she goes online and asks friends on Facebook, search on Google. So at this particular point, she's aware of what she wants, and so she's going on Google to go and find, so which is the organic method. So she expects to find this particular person to have done maybe a blog post, right? An article online that says, for example, digital camera reviews, right? So she finds this company called Cameras Are Us, right? That have done a digital camera review on their blog. And then the next thing is that, so she goes to search. So at this stage, she searches, she finds, right? Then she goes into evaluation. She starts to ask herself, are they any good? So from what I've seen, are this any good, right? Then the next thing the person does is that the person goes straight to evaluate, right? So at this point, the person is evaluating, are this any good? And then at that point, Cameras Are Us knows that, this person is going to want to evaluate me. So you know what I'll do? Let me put customer reviews and rating to help that person make a decision. So the person is reading the blog and seeing customer reviews and rating, and that helps the person to make a buying decision. So the person purchases, right? And then Customers and Us knows that, this person just bought. Why don't I try to get the person to share on Facebook or on Twitter that, oh, I just bought a camera from Cameras Are Us, right? So they put a share button on their website so that the consumer can go directly and share and share that the person just bought a camera, right? I'm sure we are following. If you are following, you can put a comment and just say, yes, I'm following. All right, so that would help me to know that you're following. Thank you very much, right? So this is a picture of whatever. So like I said, so she got interested. She went on Facebook, went on Google, online platforms to go search for where it is. Now, the truth of the matter is that with the current situation, there's going to be a lot of that. A lot of people are used to going straight to go to the supermarket or go to niche market to find what they want. But right now, someone that is looking for a plumbing material, a sanitary ware product, right, would have to go on Google. Where can I buy a change of sink? Right? Where can I buy a sink? Where can I buy a shower head and things like that? And so the person expects to find you on Google, right, where is going to be able to read about your business, read what people are saying about ordering with you, read reviews about your delivery period to help the person to make an evaluation and make a decision, right? And the person is also watching out that, oh, does this person have unlimited stock? Can I come back tomorrow and buy? Or do I need to buy almost immediately to be sure that I'm making the right decision, right? Okay. So now, once the person goes ahead, you now go ahead and put a share button to let the person know, oh, thank you for making this purchase. Please, would appreciate it to share with your friend. You could even throw in an incentive to say, okay, you know what? Thanks for your purchase. When you come back the next time, can you share this to get a 10% off your next order with us, right? To get a next percent order with us. So this is the consumer buying power. This is the customer behavioral pathway when it comes to online. And so you want to structure your online business, or you want to take your business online following this particular pattern. So which is the fact that, so let me just reiterate a little bit so that we can get this very well. We want to put into awareness, the fact that a customer is going to become aware about us. And if the customer is not aware, it means that we need to advertise to that customer so that wherever that customer is reading the Punch online, Guardian online, Vanguard, or any of these online platforms, you can easily your advert is there, and then the person goes straight to go and evaluate your business to find out reviews about what other people are talking about your business, what the ratings that you have, anything that pushes out credibility, which I'm going to explain. I'm going to share 4 types of credibility results towards the end of this particular stuff. So that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't miss any of this part. All right, awesome. So customer reviews, you have customer reviews, then the person makes a buying decision, then you position yourself to send an email to the person after the person buys to thank the person of the purchase and tell the person, do not forget to share your experience with your friends and family in an effort, and then on coming back, you can get this particular discount on your next purchase, right? So there are different tools that allows you to do that, right? And I'm going to be sharing some of those tools as I move along the line. All right. So that's it about customer behavior. Right now, in to support the customer behavioral stage, right, we have what we call the conversion goal and the sales funnel, right? So a conversion goal is the goal you want people to make. Now, one of the mistakes a lot of people have is that a lot of people go straight and say that my goal is awareness, right? A lot of people say that my goal is awareness, right? Now, you need to understand something. Awareness is automatically a part of the entire process. So whenever you are advertising or you are putting yourself on the search engine or you're putting yourself online, you are automatically what do you call it, driving awareness, right? So whenever you're advertising, you're putting yourself online, awareness is part of the game, right? So, but you should have an ultimate conversion goal. So your conversion goal, for example, could be sales, could be to generate leads, right? To be, you know, if you remember the initial diagram I showed you, I said lead conversion. Your goal could be, I want to generate lead, right? I want to make sales, or I want to, ultimately everybody wants to make sales, right? So because that allows you to develop a sales funnel that puts in awareness and conversion. So I'm going to give you a bit of story. So we all know Uber, right? Uber is the actual name for Uber is vacuum cleaner. But we all define, when we talk about vacuum cleaner, what comes to our mind is Uber, right? Now, what happened with Uber is that Uber went directly to awareness and ignored conversion goals, right? So they did a lot of awareness, right? So much so that a lot of people knew them as new vacuum cleaner as Uber. Then they started to call vacuum cleaner Uber. Now, the mistake they made was that because conversion was not part of their funnel, they ignored traditionally to ensure that they have what they call it well distributed channels, right? They forgot to have well distributed channels, right? So it means that they didn't have good distribution channels. So a lot of outlets did not have Uber brands stored on in their stores. So what happened was that people would go to these stores and ask for Uber. Now, because the store owners know that when they ask for Uber, what they are asking for is vacuum cleaner, they go ahead and give the person another vacuum cleaner brand, right? And so Uber became, over a period of time, just a name, but not actually, now became accidentally disassociated with his brand, right? Just like the way we have TomTom, Indomie, and a couple of others today. But the good thing about Indomie, TomTom, is that they were able to put conversion in place, so their distribution channels were sorted out. So when you advertise Indomie, it was easy. The same thing with Coca-Cola. A lot of people say, oh, Coca-Cola is running a lot of brand awareness ads. They put a lot of billboard out there and things like that. Now, what you forget to understand is that those billboards also has, what they've also done is that it is very, very easy for you to find a store that sells Coca-Cola. So that's the reason why they put conversion as part of it, to ensure that anywhere that is selling Coca-Cola, they offer to do their signpost and put the Coca-Cola sign there. Or they give them a Coca-Cola fridge, branded Coca-Cola fridge, and things like that, right? So whenever you go to those stores, it is easy for you to know that there's Coca-Cola in that particular store, right? If not, Coca-Cola would have just been, which was at a particular point in time, when you want to buy a drink, you call it Coke instead of soda, or in fact, most times you just, when you want to represent a sweet drink, all you say is Coke or Coca-Cola, right? So that's one of the things that you need to understand. So a conversion for you, so you have to have a conversion goal. Your conversion goal could be sales, could be to generate leads, right? Could be to generate inquiries, right? Could be to generate visits to your website. Are you with me? Right? So you have to have a conversion goal. Conversion goals are the critical items when it comes to web analytics that you want to measure, right? If you don't have what you're measuring, you cannot also know whether your online platform is succeeding or not, right? So now, when it comes to funnels and conversion goals, right? For you to get to your ultimate conversion goals, you have to go through the sales circle that I explained earlier on, the buying circle, right? And which starts with the evaluation stage, right? And then the person goes to, so it starts with the awareness stage, right? And during the awareness stage, at the side of my slide, right, which will be shared to everybody that registered for this, right? By the side of my slide, you would see that it has different suggestions. So during awareness stage, you can use blog posts, email newsletter, white papers, tips, tip sheet, checklists, introductory ebooks. So no matter the kind of business you're doing, whether you're selling inverter or you're selling properties or you're selling these, you can always write guides to buying a property, how to know 10 documents, how to know how to identify quality properties, how to buy, what are the things to look for when buying a solar power, whatever, no matter what you're trying to sell, right? There's something educative that you should give, right, at the awareness stage for people to get aware about you. So this, for example, goes to your blog post for people to find you, right? And can be used as advertising to drive people down the funnel, right? During evaluation stage, you want to have, so when people become aware of you, you want to take them to a place where they can evaluate you. Now, in evaluation stage, what people are looking for is testimonial, right? For people that do consulting businesses, you are looking for an advanced ebook, something very, very knowledgeable that people know that, oh, this person has an industry insight to what he or she is saying. If you sell products or ebooks, online products, digital products, physical products, you want to have catalogs, you want to have case studies. If you're doing services, free samples, you could give free samples, free trials, you could have demo videos and things like that at evaluation stage for people to help people to evaluate your products and services. A simple frequently asked question, a page where you ask questions, where you answer questions that people buy. In fact, one of the things that we do in my company is that when people call us or they don't end up buying from us, what we do is we send them an email to ask them, oh, is there any reason why we noticed that you were interested and you did not go ahead with the order? Is there any reason why you didn't buy from us? They tell us, oh, I could not buy because of this, right? And then the next thing we do is to add that to our FAQ. And we often see that every time we do that, there's an increase in conversion at the evaluation stage. So we're able to move people from the evaluation stage to the purchase stage whenever we go ahead and get feedback from our customers and add it to our FAQ on our website, right? And then we have product and solution focused webinar. So webinars like this, right? You might hold webinars like this, and at the end of it, you can give an offer for people to go ahead. And I have a wonderful offer for you also at the end of this webinar. So I would ask that you stay behind in order to get that offer. Awesome. So I'm practicing what I'm preaching. All right. Awesome. Right now, during the purchase stage is where people want to go to your pricing page, want to be able to have an easy checkout experience, right? You want to give them a free consultation where after the free consultation, they pay to advance to a different level if you are doing consulting or B2B, right? And things like that. All right. Awesome. So this is making a lot of sense. I'm excited with some of the comments I've seen so far, right? And yeah, so that's encouraging to me. Now, okay, so some people are putting stretch marks on my slide. Please kindly stop putting stretch marks on my slides, please. Thank you very much. All right. So conversion, and one thing that you also need to understand is that conversion does not end, right? And that's the mistake, that even when after this whole pandemic is over, you also want to put it back into your brick and mortar store, right? So conversion should not end. If someone comes to your store, you want to ensure you collect their email, their phone number, and their details so that you can continue to upsell them, cross-sell them, and drive referrals. So upsell means you're selling an higher product. Cross-sell means they bought something, you're telling them that other people that bought the same product also bought this other thing as well, right? And downsell means that you are selling something of a lower value than what they just bought from you. And you can easily ask for referral. So it has to continue. So for my diagram here, you can see that it continues. So even after you acquire a customer, you want to have a funnel that continues to upsell people, what they call it, cross-sell them, downsell them, drive referrals, get them to come back and continue to buy from you continuously. So you want to have a viral loop, right? So at any particular point in time, your sales funnel should not end. And there are certain questions that you must ask yourself when it comes to online. how do we make the customer more aware of our brand? Should we advertise? Should we generate more blog content and rank on search engine so that when people go and search for us, they find us, right? Should we engage more on forums online and let people know about our product? Should we list on directories online, right? Are we together? So I'm giving ideas. Please make sure you keep a note. I want us to take pictures of our note after this, put it up on social media, and tag Lion Phoenix Club, and also tag the digital marketing skill on Instagram, please. All right, that would be very, very encouraging for us. It will be very, very encouraging for us. And before you know it, we might just do another interesting webinar like this, a live class like this. So make sure you do that so that you can encourage us to do more. All right, thank you very much. So a conversion funnel is more open-ended, like I said. And so you want to understand, you want to ensure that you're building a funnel that is what they call it, that is well-rounded. Okay, all right, awesome. So I'm excited that we are enjoying the class, right? So now I want to give us an experiment. So I'm going to pause a little bit for us to type in the comment area. So I want to know those that have been listening to me very, very well. Right, so this is an example of a funnel. The funnel is to do what? Is for people to take an action to buy something at the end, to either buy, download, or register, right? And so typically what we do is that we go ahead and attract people, right? So we do promotional ads, we run promotions, we run ads, we send direct mails, we do trade shows, traditionally PR, word of mouth, we send people to website, right? We expect them to take an action, and then we say thank you to them. Now, there's something wrong in this particular funnel. So this is an example of a funnel, right? So what I showed earlier on at the beginning was also a funnel for a brick-and-mortar store, right? So now, what is wrong? What is wrong with this? I want us to leave in the comment area. So I'm going to wait in the comment area to get answers of what is wrong with this. All right, so I'm pausing. I'm waiting for you. So I'm going to wait for about 1 minute, and I look forward to awesome answers. I can see someone already gave an answer, but I'm not going to say it yet because I want more answers. So what do we think is wrong? What do we think is wrong? What do we think is wrong with this, right? What's wrong? What's wrong with this particular funnel, right? So I'm waiting for answers. I'm waiting for answers. I'm waiting for 1 to 2 minutes in order for people to give me answers. Please type, engage in the comment area to give me answers, right? All right. So awesome, awesome. I'm getting beautiful answers. Awesome, 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 awesome. That means people are following. That means a lot of people are following, and I think this is good. This is good. All right, all right. So thank you very much for those that have given answers. So most of us, our answers are correct. In fact, all of us, our answers are correct. So starting from the first person, it says no opt-in page. Opt-in page is missing, right? I'm going to explain why that is important very soon. As the landing page to collect email, right, which is also opt-in page is missing. No engagement, right? No engagement. Okay, okay. So that has some point as well, right? Someone said SEO. So in terms of driving traffic, no organic method to drive traffic. So SEO means search engine optimization for a lot that don't know, which is basically the act of ranking on search engine freely. Right, then someone says no retargeting. So retargeting means, I think we have some advanced people in the house. So retargeting means that when people get to your website, you are bringing them back again to your online platform. So whenever they get to your online platform, whether it's your Instagram page, your website, you are finding ways on continually driving them back, right? Which could also be applied to physical stores as well. All right, awesome. The conversion did not extend to upsell. Awesome, yes, that's true. The conversion did not to upsell. So I have an answer here that says no strategy to keep and maintain the customer. So in the retention part, you will see that it just said thank you, and that was the end of it. All right, all right. This is very, very good. Lovely answers, everybody. Thank you very much. Right, this is awesome. Now, if you look at the diagram, right, one of the things you will see in order to reinforce some of the answers that have been given in the comment area is that you will notice that the amount of humans, so the humans in each of the pages were reducing from one stage to another, right? Now, this is typically how it is with online, even brick and mortar store. So if you remember in the beginning of my slide, 100,000 people came to the came to the mall, right? Just about 1,000 people entered the store. And by the time the salesperson finished with the 1,000 people, right, just about 100 was left to buy. So what this means is that at every stage of how you're moving people through the funnel, right, through your online platforms, right, you are going to be losing people, right? And so there has to be a way to continue to engage the people that have shown interest without you losing them 100%, right? Now, in digital platforms have introduced things like I've introduced things like pixel. So a pixel is a code that you put on your website. Now that code tracks when people visit your website and allows you to retarget, to re-advertise to those people to come back to your website, right? So pixel codes are codes that you put on your website that allows people to record, that allows you to advertise to them in order to bring them back to your website. And you notice that a lot with platforms like Jumia, even like with us, DMSI, Digital Marketing Skill Institute. When you visit our website and you go on Punch, Guardian, you keep on seeing our advert that brings you back continuously to our website, right? And eventually, the person takes an action, and then there's the retention. Now, let's go to the things that are wrong with this particular thing, right? So the first thing is that it's very web-centric. There is no effort towards customer retention, very transactional. Oh, thanks for buying with me, and that's it. And that's the same approach we take in the traditional way of marketing, where we just tell people, oh, you bought for me, thank you very much, and that's it all, right? Then we have lost opportunities, right? We had the aspect of lost opportunities, which is there is no effort towards collecting information or collecting data. So you could have a landing page, a form that collects email, phone numbers, first of all, give something free in order to encourage people, in order to get their details for free, because it's easier for people to buy with you freely. And now the reason why this is important is because most of the people that come to your website are new set of people that don't know about your brand before. Now with online, there's trust issues. So nobody will just visit your website and pay you 100,000 naira, 50,000 naira, or 200,000 naira. What they want to do is that they want to ensure that they are encouraging you to what they want to do is that you want to collect their information when it comes to online, because if you remember in the brick-and-mortar, I said self-inflicted sense of urgency. Someone leaving his house and going to the mall to buy something does not want to come back again the next time. So he wants to ensure that he buys what he needs at that particular point in time. So he has a self-inflicted sense of urgency, and then there is automatic trust as well to reduce the buying cycle. But when it comes to online, the person has to verify whether you are credible, has to go online and search and try to read about the founder, try to read about the company, to try to see if there are press releases about that company, tries to see if there are information that people are talking about that company, to see whether the company is real or not. At those particular points in time, the person might forget to come back to your website. In fact, a very simple test I give a lot of people is that if today you've seen at least 10 different ads, can you remember the website of those 10 different ads, talk less of the brand names of the 10 different ads of people, of brands that you are seeing for the very first time, right? So the only way you would remember that is when you do what? You see the ad over and over and over again. When they continue to retarget you, then they stick into your mind. Are we together? Right? So it's very, very important that you don't lose the opportunity of people that have shown interest by actually coming to your Instagram page, your social media pages, your what do you call it, your website. You have to do what? You have to retarget. You have to retarget them, right? So I'm giving you a very good knowledge, right? And if you want to advance your knowledge, I'm going to give you an offer at the end of this, right? But like I said, there's still a lot of good things that are coming. So you should stick in order to get those goodies I have for you today. All right. So to reinstate, so like I said, most of the people that will come to your website are your non-customers. So at the bare minimum, you have to have a way that you engage them. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not just saying it out of the blues, right? These are things that have been researched, right, by other people, right? And this is a quote from Forbes that says that statistically 1 to 3% of your first-time visitors are those that convert, right? So it means that if you're not engaging, if you don't have a process where you collect, you have a lead magnet where you collect people's information in an effort to re-engage them. You don't have a pixel on your website to allow you to retarget people, right? So social media also allows you automatically, social media platforms allows you to retarget people that have engaged on your social media platforms, right? So I'm going to show you a bit of snippet of Facebook ads as we move on today. All right, good. Now, so false behavioral model also, right? This is a research that have been also been done, right? And it says that for you to make a sale, right, then there are two things that must happen, right? The person must be motivated and the person must have the ability to do what? To take that action. Now, ability to take that action, the easy to do, majorly comes from the traffic, right? So the reason why a lot of people look at where they want to, if you want to, in the brick and mortar format of marketing, you look at where you want to have your office or where you want to have your shop in a way that is going to attract the kind of people that can buy what you're selling, right? So stores that go to the mall, for example, you notice that most of them are premium products, and some of the malls have less premium products depending on the kind of audience that they have coming to that particular place, right? So it's the traffic that has to do with the easy to do. So when you are driving traffic, you want to drive people that can easily take the action that you have, whether it is organically, right, or whether it is through paid advertising, right? Now, high motivation happens in your funnel. So high motivation is the stage where you give them the information that they need in order to evaluate you and grow a huge interest in becoming your customer, right? And eventually make a decision to do what? To buy from you, right? So what that means now is that if we're going to tie it to what the diagram initially, we have to drive traffic and we have to take people through a process of what? Of motivating them. And that brings me to the easy step to tell you that the way you succeed online is when you are able to drive the right audience. You are able to target the right people, right? And give them the right messages that help them to make a buying decision of your product. And I'm going to go straight now to explain exactly what you need to do, right? I'm sure this is awesome, right? And so if you're enjoying this, please leave in the comment area and just say awesome so that I know that you are enjoying this particular session. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. So, right now, so the right people, when I talk about the right people, when it comes to online gives you the weapon in order to be able to target the right people. Now, I want you to understand this, and I want you to stick with me as I explain this, right? For every mobile device and every laptop, there's a unique number that is attached to every mobile device and every laptop. Are we together? That number is used to identify the person that is behind that laptop and behind that particular phone. Are you with me? Now we have apps that we use, right? Now we have apps that we use. Now those apps that we use, right, that are free. You know, most times we don't ask ourselves, why is this app free? Do you understand? Why is this app free, right? And I'm going to explain the opportunity that we have with that, especially during this particular period of time. So we have a lot of apps that are free on our phone from Google Maps. So Google Maps tracks where we go to, right? Tracks when we are at home, right? Are we together? On Facebook, we have all these Google Chrome, different online browsers that we use, right? And each of these browsers are free, but what they do and how they make money is that they track everything we do. So when it comes to online, for example, let's use the browser, for example. I'm looking for a job, right? I go on Jobberman, I go on Career24, I go on different job websites looking for jobs. Now the Google Chrome has taken it that this guy seems like he has the characteristics of someone that is looking for jobs. Are you with me? Right? And then takes the IP of my phone, or takes the takes the serial number of my laptop or my phone, right? And then tells Google, who owns Google Chrome, that, oh, this guy is going to search for jobs online. Oh. And so you as a business owner that runs a recruiting outfit, right? Or runs a business that is doing CV rewriting or different services for job seekers, goes online and goes and target and say, show my ads to everybody, anybody that have gone online to search for jobber man of recently, or that has interest with career site, career website, job website, and things like that. Are you with me? Right? So stick with me. So go online and what they call it, and target those people. Right? So the person goes online. So now when the person goes goes on Punch, he automatically sees your adverts, right? The same thing you would do on Facebook and Instagram and social media advertising. The person, you go on Facebook and you talk Facebook, show my ads to everybody that is any job seeker or that has recently gone to visit Jobberman or is going, that has the characteristics of career website. Now, because of those platforms sell those information to advertising platforms, so they're not selling your name, they're not selling your details, they don't know who you are, but they have attached your activities on your platform, on the online platform, to what you do. And that is how you target the right people. And that's the reason why sometimes it feels like you are saying certain things, right? And all of a sudden, when you go on Instagram, you see an advert about that particular thing. Or you go and read about maybe Facebook advertising, and all of a sudden you go on Instagram and you start seeing different people selling Facebook courses to you, right? That is what people do, right? So if you think that is insightful, please kindly put in the comment area and put insightful. Thank you. Right? So you have that, right? So what you want to do is that you want to understand, so what we call something customer avatar. You want to define what are the favorite websites that my customers go to, right? So for someone to be a potential customer, what are the favorite websites? Now, someone wants to buy property, for example. The person will go on different property websites. So when you go online, you can go and tell Google, show my advert to people that have visited these property websites. Show my advert that have gone to go and search for these property websites, right? There are different types of advertising targeting options on Google. We have custom intent, right? You can also target by geographical location, right? Google Maps knows where you visit and where you don't visit. In fact, even brick-and-mortar stores, both locally and international, and that's what we do in our agency for a lot of brands, right? Is that we can help them to drive people to their local stores, right? By using the Google, so everybody has Google Maps. So whenever you visit a competitor's location, we can ping a competitor's location and put it on Facebook and tell Facebook, whenever someone visits that location, show my advert to that person and bring that person to my own location. So there are a lot of beautiful things that you can do, right? That Google, the online platform, allows you to target the right audience. So I'm going to go a little bit practical in this particular part, right? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then come back again and share my screen with you guys. Awesome. All right, so this is Google Chrome, for example. Can we see my screen? Let me wait for it to load. I know it's going to take some time to load, right? Can we see my screen? All right, good. So if you can see my screen, the next thing that I will do is I'm going to go to my Facebook ad account and just show you, so that just to be sure that you're not thinking that Mr. Toby is speaking gibberish, right? And he does it right. So I want to back up what I'm saying, right, with proof. Okay. I want to back up what I'm saying with ad proof. All right. Awesome. Okay, so just wait for my screen to load. All right, so I go to my ad account. So I mean, like I said, I'm going to give an offer that would make it easy for us to learn this, right? So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to try my best to explain, but right. So I'm going to try my best to explain and show you what I'm saying so that you understand how this works exactly. Okay. So right now we're talking about, remember what I said, for people to buy from you, you have to target, they have to have the ability to take the action, and they have to they have to be highly motivated, right? Now, there are certain other aspects that we talk about easy to do. Now, we know that this job seeker, for example, goes on Jobberman, but we want a job seeker that can afford 100,000 naira, right? So now Facebook have also done different things. All these online platforms have also done different things to be able to identify people that can afford. So we can target people based on their devices, right? So certain people that use, maybe for example, high-end phones, right, can be categorized as people that would be able to afford an high-ticket offer, right? So you have people like that, right? So that will be able to afford an high ticket offer, right? So you also have frequent travelers, right? So people that travel frequently, unfortunately, you can't travel right now, but on a normal day, you will notice that sometimes if you travel, Facebook will tell you that, oh, why don't you welcome to New York? Share it with your friend that you're in New York or something like that, right? Because they know that you just traveled. So they track your activities as far as you're logged into Facebook on your phone. You have Google Maps on your phone, and all those free apps that we use on a regular basis. And when we authorize them, right? So they get our permission, right, to do it. So most times when we install those apps, they get our permission to what they call it, to do it. All right. So the internet is taking a bit of a toll, right? So right. So you have that, right? So let's just wait, be patient with me, right? So I'm just going to use this period also to drop some answers to some questions that I see that people have asked. All right, awesome. Okay, so um, so someone asked a question earlier on. I saw it. So someone said, "Please, which type of ad can do that? Is it Google Ads?" Yeah. So Google Ads, both Google Ads and Facebook Ads can do that. They are very very powerful, powerful ads that can easily do that for us. Yeah, yeah. So any of those platforms can do that easily for us, right? So Google Ads most importantly can do that because Google Ads gives you the opportunity to target people based on their search intent. Okay. All right. So let's come to so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new ad. So I'll click on create new ad. Right. So I'll create new ad. So I mean, once we pass this step, it should be a lot more faster. I think it's because I'm currently streaming online and I'm trying to do this. So, and I think my internet is. All right. So if you have more questions, you can ask it. So I will just use this opportunity to answer some few questions along the line. Do you need a sales funnel to sell real estate property? Oh, yes, very well. You do need a sales funnel to sell real estate. You do need a sales funnel to sell real estate. Yeah, you do need it. So I mean, your funnel could be, for example, your funnel could be, for example, for example, could be to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, send it to a landing page where you offer a free advice on real estate. People subscribe, and then you start to send them emails, educating them about different properties you have, right? By also alongside with value, and then they start to act and they get interested in your property. So the cost of advertising on Google Ads is almost unaffordable. That's wrong. That's very very wrong, right? So to advertise on Google Ads, so typically if you're going to pay an agency like me, right, you will pay me for my services, so which could be very very unaffordable, right? Right, but it's also affordable for the value that we're going to give you in terms of the return on investment you will get, right? But when you're advertising on Google, Google does what they call pay per click or pay per performance, right? Or pay per results, right? What that means is that you only pay when someone clicks on your ad, right? And so Google charges you per day, right? Based on what people are clicking on your ad. So for example, if you're running an advert, right? And when someone clicks on you, Google can charge you 0.1 cents, can charge you 1 cent for every click that goes to your advert. So different industry, different adverts, depending on your targeting and a couple of other things can affect the actual price that you'll be charged, right? So you can be charged 5 cents, you can be charged 10 cents per click, right? But it all depends on your audience, right? So I'm just going to, as I'm answering the question, I'm just going to click on traffic, right? To run the traffic and show us what I want to show us. All right. So someone said, I'm specialized in business writing with over 500 business plan template and visible reports in different kinds of business. How can all these ads help me? Awesome. So Facebook, first of all, categorize entrepreneurship, people that have interest with entrepreneurship, right? So these are people that are going to go and read about entrepreneurship, going to online to go and read about business plans, how to start business plans and things like that. So you can easily target them using Facebook. You also can do that on Google Ads as well, right? So Google Ads, you can target people that are going to go and search for business plan templates online, right? And then your advert shows to them as they are going to go search for business plans online, or they are going to different online platforms, right? So I'm going to pause my question and answering here, right? So I'm going to answer this last one before I move forward, right? So it says, how do we go about getting clients for social media advertising for someone just starting out? Okay, so first thing I would advise is, in order not to make mistakes, you have to get the right knowledge, right? And that's one of the reasons why at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you an offer, right? To make it easy for you to be able to easily learn how to run effective social media advertising. All right, awesome. So I'm back again. So please, if you are, can you mute if you are unmuted, please? So can you mute if you are unmuted, please? Can you mute if you're unmuted, please? Thank you very much. All right, so what I was saying, so for example, with Facebook, this is your targeting option, right? So you can target people by age. So you know the age bracket that is interested in what you're doing, right? So you can see my screen. So I'm targeting people by age, right? Now, I can also target people by location, right? So yeah, I can put Lagos, Abuja, Lekki, whatever the location I'm looking for. So you'll see if I search for Lekki here. Now, because of the current lockdown, you are almost sure that if you're targeting people in Lekki, they're actually living in Lekki. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Because of what? Because they are in their house. And so the data is almost accurate, because Facebook now knows that this person has stayed in Lekki for the last 1 week. So it means that this person must actually be living in Lekki. As regards to before the lockdown, where people go to Lekki for work and come back, and you can be targeting Lekki and be finding people that live in Ikoyi, that live in Ketu, or that live in Ikeja, or any of these places in Lekki, right? So if you're targeting Lekki at this particular point, you can be sure that your targeting is almost accurate. Now, Facebook also shows you the audience that you're targeting. So on the side, you see the potential reach of people you're targeting, your potential reach. Then you also see the reach as depending on your daily reach, depending on your budget for that particular day, and the estimated people that would be able to, that would click or get to your landing page. Okay, so I'm going to also now, so this is where, so you can also target by gender. So some of us sell things that are particular for women. So especially with people that sell wigs and hair products and things like that for women, you can target females specifically so they don't waste their money opening their targeting to males and things like that. Some of us, what we want to target, we want to send people to our WhatsApp. So we want to focus our advert to mobile devices as well. So I'll show you how to do that. We can do that under what they call it, placement. Now, under targeting, so if I come and do job, right? So you can see job hunting, you can see people that are interested in job sites, employment sites, career sites. Automatically, this has categorized people that are going to different websites that are going to look for jobs, right? So if they come on Facebook, they see my advert telling them about what they call it, how to rewrite their CV, or offering them a service that is pertaining to a job site. Do we understand that? So this is how you target the right audience. Now, if I want to now target people that, out of the right audience, I want to now target people that could be able to afford what I'm trying to say. So assuming I'm going to do CV rewriting and I'm going to charge 100,000 naira for CV rewriting, that is not something affordable for everybody, right? So not everybody can afford 100,000 naira. So I might want to filter out people that might be able to be interested in that. So I can look at, for example, people that are interested in luxury goods, right? So people that are interested in luxury goods, right? First class travel. I can also look at, so people that travel first class, right? Travel first class, first class travel, right? I can look at based on devices, right? So I can put iPhone, right? I can put iPhone about, right? I can put iPhone, and then I will go to behavioral. So people that access their phone using iPhone 8, right? And I can choose more. I can target by frequent travel, people that use iPhone X Max, iPhone X, iPhone 8 Plus, and the like. People that travel business classes, people that recently visited a luxury resorts, right? So I can target those people, right? And my ad is just going to show to people that are job seekers that can afford the kind of service that I'm offering. Awesome. I'm sure I just gave you a very massive value. All right, so let's move back to my slide. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen again and then move back to my slide. Awesome. Right. If you think that's amazing, can you just leave in the comment area and say amazing? Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Leave in the comment area and say amazing. So there'll be a question and answer session that will be anchored by Mrs. Joyce. If you have questions, also you can leave it in the comment area and we shall get to it. Right. So please give any expression, whether it's fabulous, amazing, exciting. That would help me a lot to ensure that I'm doing a good job and keep me motivated to continue. If not, I might just leave. I'm just joking. All right. So how do we motivate people? Right? That's the question. How do we motivate people? How do we undo the aspect of the buying cycle that deals with evaluation, that deals with agitation, that deals with the whole entire funnel in itself? Right? Now, this is how it is. So sending the right message starts from that blog post you write. Are you with me? Start from the blog you write, the blog post you write, start from the advert you put out, right? Start from the content that you use to attract people to the funnel where you take people through different steps. So I'm going to explain that, right? For people to buy from you, right? For people to buy from you, for people to buy from you, right? For people to buy from you, you need to understand something. People buy things because they are moving from a before state to an after state, right? So they are moving from a state where they do not like. They have problems, they have challenges, they have pain points, they have desire, right? Like this morning, I wanted a very nice breakfast. I went on Instagram and I searched for where I can get someone that can deliver breakfast for me. And I saw Seka Lagos and I ordered my breakfast. That is desire, right? My after state was I wanted to fulfill my desire, right? Are you with me, right? So a lot of people have desires, a lot of people have pain points, right? So you have pain points, like for example, let me give an example. A pain point. Okay, I live in the diaspora. I live in the UK, right? And I live in the UK, and I need to buy. Sorry, I'm using real estate a lot. I think I saw real estate as one of the #1 comments, so that's what sticks in my head. Right now, I want to buy a real estate property in Nigeria, but my problem is how do I trust a real estate company that will give me the right results, right? So my after state will be buying a real estate property that I can trust, right? Now, so the job of your job as a business owner or as an advertiser or as a marketer is to do what? You need to do what? Look at the after. You need to speak to the person. So, which is the first level of the diagram is agitation, right? So you need to know the before state and the after state. Now, before I go deep into explaining, I want to tell you guys something that people don't buy because of their need. People buy because of their want. Their want establishes their before state and their after state. Are you with me? Right? Their need establishes their before state and their after state, right? But their want is their after state. Does that make sense? Now, people buy majorly because of their wants. Their need establishes their before state. Their want establishes their after state. The reason why people buy is because of the after state. So let me explain it in this format. I want to buy a car, right? So I need a car. That is my before state. I need a car is my before state. My after state is now depending on my desired outcome. So now, which is my what? My wants. My want is I want a car that if I drive and I go for a meeting and the client escorts me out, the client is going to respect me and be willing to do business with me. Are you with me? That would inform the car that I'm going to buy, right? So you don't buy something because of need. You buy something because they are able to talk to your wants. Does that make sense? Right? Now, the other thing that you must note from here is that value is intangible, right? The true value of a car is to move you from point A to point B, right? But the desired outcome, what I call the desired value, the core value, right, is actually the desired outcome, right? Now, we all want to buy cars for different reasons. So, for example, I bought a car before, and within a month, it was let's say, for example, I had a car, a used car, right? It was a used car, and within a month, I had to change the engine, right? So the next time I want to buy a car right now, because of that problem I have, a special need has arisen in terms of buying the car. I need to buy a car that is not going to what? A before state, a problem that is not going to give me the same problem, right? So I think, and I say, why don't I buy a brand new car, right? That would not give me problem, and I will have a warranty that I can go back and tell them to do what? To repair the car automatically. So my desired outcome, my want now is a brand new car that is not going to give me the problem. My before state is that I have a problem. I have bought car and the car has dealt with me, right? So the true value, the greater value, the true value is the real problem that I want to be solved. Are you with me? And that is what defines the desired after state, the desired outcome that I want, right? Right? That is what brings out the desired outcome that I do what? That I want. Now, stick with me, right? So what that means now is that once we know the before state, which is the need, which is established by the need, which are the problems, the challenges, the pain point, and the desire, and then I know my after state. What I need to do now is to agitate people. So for my advert copy, I have to agitate people by showing them their desired outcome and remind them of their before states. Are you with me? Right? And remind them of their before state and tell them what they stand to lose if they don't take the desired action of my after state. Now, let me break this down with the car. So if I see an advert of a brand new car, I said, buy a brand new car with 6 years warranty and do not worry about car repair for 6 months, right? Or for 1 year or for 4 years or whatever, depending on how long the warranty is. Are you with me? Right? Now, right? Now that speaks to my desired, my before state and speaks to my desired outcome. Are you with me? Then if they do a creative of a man standing by a car on Third Bridge in the middle of the night, trying to with his bonnet open and sweating, this must, and then there's a copy that says this must stop, right? Then it's communicating that, okay, you don't want to be that person that stops in the middle of the road. Go and buy a brand new car, right? That in 6 months' time, you're not going to be worried about repair and such an issue would not occur again. I become a lot more interested in that product or that solution. Are you with me? I become a lot more interested in that product and in that solution. So what this means is that agitation happens at the stage of adverts, happens at the stage of content. So when you're writing blog posts, don't just write about 10 cars that you can buy. You have to put in mind the after, the desired outcome, the before outcome, and then direct people to where they can actually buy that particular product. Do we understand that? Only then will people be interested in clicking on your advert to go and find out about your solution. Does that make sense? Now, when they go find out about your solution, are you with me? Stick with me, right? When they go find out about your solution, right? Now they are interested and they're like, okay, so this car, let me find out about the car. What does the car have? What are the features of the car? Then they go into objections and doubts. They remember their problems. They remember the problem they had before that they desired. Will this give me the satisfaction I want? Would this car actually solve my problem? I hope I won't buy this brand new car now and then have a similar problem as before, right? Are we together, right? So at this point, they want answers to their objections and their doubts. And that's the reason why we advise people, use your social media to answer objections and doubts, along with giving useful content to agitate people, right? Have your website, let your website have FAQs, let it have social proof, testimonials, reviews. If you've been featured on newspaper, put it there. Things that would help people to trust your brand, right? That will help them to do what? To have an objection, to answer their objections and their doubts. Are you with me? Now the next thing, the next thing is persuasive offer, right? So now that they okay, now my objection and my doubt is now, okay, hold on, before I go to persuasive offer, I must mention that in the objection and doubt, you lose about 80% of your customers when you don't answer their objections and their doubt. That's what really happens. It's not even about the money, right? It's about the objections and doubts. So someone sees the price, I can afford it. But the objection is, why is it so expensive? You want to give an answer to why it's so expensive. Do you understand that? Right? So people have the objections and have their doubts. People want to know, can I trust this brand? Am I sure that this brand is going to work for me? And things like that. If someone else that they know, so I'm going to take you on credibility very soon. That would also help in answering the objections and the doubt area. Then you have the persuasive offer. Are we together? Right? Now we have the persuasive offer. Now the persuasive offer is, so people are moving through this line, and if you notice yourself and you take yourself back, you would realize that even when you want to buy, you go through this particular process in buying, right? Now, persuasive offer means that nobody buys value equals to money. Value does not equal to the money do not equal to a product price. Are you with me? Greater value is what equals to a product price. So nobody buys something that they know that they're going to get equal value for. Are you with me? People buy things that they know that they're going to get great value for. Does that make sense? People buy something that they know that they're going to get greater value for. What that means, are you with me, right? What that means is that your offer must demonstrate a greater value than the price that you are offering. You cannot just offer 1 million naira worth of product without demonstrating that the value of your product is higher. Now, value is intangible, if you remember very well, right? You have a lot of luxury brands being able to sell luxury products, for example, by just using celebrity marketing, giving their product to celebrity. In fact, Apple did it, Nike did it. One of Nike's major marketing strategy is to put their products on athletics, get ambassadors that would wear their products. Even Rolex does it. Apple does it. Apple puts their products on movies, right? There's a particular point in time. If you follow Steve Jobs' story very well, the first time he launched the Macintosh, which was supposed to be a premium product, they failed at it. The second time, he got an advice from the founder of Nike, who told him that this is how it should go. And then he decided to place Apple products on movies where highly respected actors and actresses were, right, in order to drive the sales. So because it is assumed that when a celebrity of that status uses a particular product, that product has an higher value in the sense of what they call it. So because the reasons why people buy sometimes are emotionally attached, right? Which, for example, could be a greater value is someone can do anything to own something that someone that they respect also has. Does that make sense? So because we watch football, we like this footballer, we want to wear the same shoe he has. So we put a greater value at it, and we know that this guy earns millions of pounds or millions of dollars. And so we know that whatever he's buying might be very, very luxury. So automatically it becomes a lot much easier. So the goal is to look at how to make your offer look bigger than the amount, right? And that's the reason why you see luxury stores, for example, will put themselves on high street, and you see them normally clustered together, right? To give a message that if you're coming to this particular part of the high street, you're coming to buy luxury products. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Right? So you want to do what? You want to ensure your offer is persuasive. One other way to do that is to do product stacking. So product stacking is to say, okay, you know what, if you buy this is the total value, but for today, I'm going to give you at this particular price. And that's why you see Indian people will tell you, oh, you, my friend, normally I give this for 50,000 naira, but for you, my very good friend, I'll give it for 20,000 naira today alone, right? Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to make you feel like, oh, you are getting something that could have paid more for a lesser price. Does that make sense? And a lot of e-commerce platform also uses that strategy as well. So you want to do what? You want to give persuasive offer as part of your funnel. Is this making sense? Right? The next thing is you want to do what? Sense of urgency. Right? So I'm telling you, these are the contents, these are the messages that you need to put in your marketing funnel, from the advertising to the funnel to the stage where you're answering objections and you're answering doubts, you're giving them evaluation, you're allowing them to evaluate you and things like that, right? Then you have to give sense of urgency. Like I explained earlier on, when it comes to online, right, people do not have self-inflicted sense of urgency. They need you to give them a sense of urgency in order to act, right? There's one of our students that attended our course, and he thought that he sells suits. He sells ready-made suits. And so he used to sell it on Gigi, right? So he will put on Gigi that he has 1,000 suit quantity, right? Because they wanted people to feel like, oh, I'm a big brand and I have 1,000 of these suits and the rest of it, right? So after our course, I will tell him about sense of urgency. He went back and said that, oh, there are only 2 suits left for this particular design. And you know what happened? Within 24 hours, he got almost 20 sales, right? Within 24 hours, he got almost 20 sales. So sense of urgency is a key part of how to drive results. If you just open up your marketing and you don't say, and that's the reason why even when we go to the brick and mortar store, we go to shopping malls, right? In the shelf, right? You see only a limited amount of, let's say, for example, sardine, right? Why? Because if they put all the sardines they have in the store, you most likely will not buy enough quantity, right? And that is what happened during the COVID-19 period also when people were going for shopping, right? If you go to a aisle in the supermarket and you find just 2 sardines, you are most likely going to buy the entire 2 and not leave anyone there, right? And then you see the storekeeper watching, and when he sees that the 2 is cleared, he goes inside and brings another set of another set out for you, right? In America, they use that a lot for tissue doing the stuff. So it wasn't like there was a shortage of tissue, but they were missing the way they were bringing out the tissue. So when people go and buy the tissue, they have the mind that, oh, there's no tissue. So more people were coming to the supermarket to buy tissue, right? Well, and what happens is that, why is it that miraculously there's no tissue 3 hours ago, and then 4 hours later there is tissue? Because of what? They want to give people that sense of urgency in order to act. So majority of these things are deliberate actions, right? Because only then will people take an action with you. And when they take an action with you, don't forget to upsell them, to downsell them, and to drive referral marketing. Very, very important, okay? Right? I'm sure we love what we understand this. If you understand this, please put in the comment that you understand, that you're enjoying this, and this is amazing. All right, thank you very much. And I hope if I'm opening your eyes, also put it in the comment area that I'm opening your eyes, that your eyes is open. Okay? All right, thank you very much. All right, so I move to the next level, right? Now let's talk about certain challenges that we have when it comes to let's talk about certain challenges that we have when it comes to conversion, right? So the reason why even in brick and mortar store, you see, I said 100,000 traffic came in and only 100 people buy at the end of the day, right? The reason to that is because the traffic, it starts from the traffic quality and the site relevance. So if the traffic you're sending, it's not quality, or the sites or where you're sending them to, there are no information on that site that is relevant to the traffic you're driving, right? So there's one of our clients that before she attended our course, she did this thing in December where she was offering a what they call it, surprise Santa gift for children, right? She advertised it, but unfortunately on our Instagram page, there was nothing that spoke about that Santa Claus gifting stuff. So what happened is that a lot of people were coming there, right? And they were not seeing any information. So our sales was not growing. Now she was driving the right traffic, but where she was sending them to, the site or the platform she was sending them to, was not relevant to what she was advertising. So people were not buying. And that's the reason why we tell people that if you are selling a particular shoe, send them to that particular shoe. If you are selling a particular property, send them to that particular property. If you are selling a particular law service, send them to that particular law service. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that the traffic is relevant to, your traffic is relevant to where you are telling them to go to, right? If you don't do that, you automatically lose between 30 to 70% of your website visitor. Are we together? The second part is motivation, right? The second part is motivation. Now, this part is one of the most interesting parts, right? What I took you through, so if your site is not quality, so your site does not look presentable, it looks like something that was designed in 1990, 1990 or 1995 when internet just came about, right? Or the content inside it does not agitate people, does not answer people's doubt questions, does not put your offer in a persuasive manner, or does not give sense of urgency, then you will lose between 30 to 60%. So your site must, your platform must be presentable, whether it's Instagram you're sending them to, your Instagram platform must be presentable. It must have quality content that drives. So what I advise, especially in Instagram, is that Instagram gives you the opportunity of highlights. Those highlights are supposed to be used to help people to answer doubt questions. So when someone is new, gets to your Instagram page, the person can navigate those highlights and see customer reviews, testimonials, can see different things that allows people to build trust with your particular brand, all right? So if you don't do this, you lose between 30 to 60%. Now, offer quality and persuasion. If your offer is not quality or persuasive, like I told you, people don't buy value equals to price. The value has to be greater than the price that you are charging, right? And you must continually figure out how to make people see that the value you are giving them is greater than the price that you are asking for, right? And if you don't do this properly, you lose between 30 to 20% of your customer visitor, right? Now, the last one is conversion hurdles. Conversion hurdles, for example, are broken links, right? Broken links. So someone has clicked on your ad, and when it clicks on your ad, it gets to a page where it says that, sorry, this site is not available, right? Right. So broken links, for example, are a very, very key factor. Do we understand that? Now, then the second thing is, so you have broken links, you have taking people through too many stages in your funnel, or asking them to fill an entire long form. Yeah, each of you just asking for their name, phone number, and email at first. You're asking them to fill their name, phone number, their date of birth, the year they were born, the location they lived, where they traveled last year, where they did this one. You're going to lose people. People always sit down to do that when they are trying to fill a visa form, right? Right. So you want to go straight to the point and ensure that you're removing anything that might affect your conversion, or your most important information is below your page, right? So you might want to test your pages and see whether if you move a content up, whether your conversions are going to increase or not. Are we together? Then only and only then would you be able to get a 1% to 5% conversion. In fact, that is even when you do the right thing. When you do the wrong thing, you get almost zero conversion, right? So you want to put this at the back of your mind and ensure that you're following this properly. Okay, awesome. Now, what can be done? Interesting. What can be done differently? So now what we've done differently now is that if you look at the diagram here, we're now sending traffic to our website. We're collecting information, right? We're telling them to sign up as email. For those that do not convert, right? So if those that do not buy, we send them emails, and then we continue to send them recurring emails to bring them back to our funnel until they buy from us, right? Until what? Until they buy from us. Now I'm going to show you something that looks a bit complicated, but it's actually easy because we do this already, right? So the next thing is, can we look at this? Right, so YouTube, you can also advertise on YouTube through Google AdWords, Google Ads, right? So for example, we can run research ads. So search retargeting on YouTube basically means that you are retargeting people by the searches that they have made on Google, on YouTube or on Google. So if someone goes on Google to search for example, Tobias Kendall Digital Marketing Skill Institute, right? You can run a YouTube ad, a search retargeting ad to retarget everybody that has gone to go and do that, right? Then you have behavioral buying intent, right? Behavioral buying intent is what I explained earlier on, based on the site that they visit, the location that they go to. So based on their behavioral, you can also target them based on that. Addressable geofencing is targetable based on their location, right? Which is also part of what I explained earlier on. So you can use all this to ensure that you're getting the right people. Right now, you're sending them to a landing page where you get their email, their phone number. You offer them a lead magnet, something free, right? And then when they get something free, you send them automated emails, right? And then from that automated emails, are we together? From that automated emails, you send them to what they call it. You send them to your from the automated emails. For example, it could be to book a meeting or to send them directly back to your main website where they can buy whatever or book whatever they want to do, right? So it depends on what you're selling, right? So basically, the idea is to take them from attract. This is attract. This is lead conversion. So if you remember what I said in the traditional way of doing things, this is attract, right? This is lead conversion, right? This is this process here that you see here, the emails, the phone, the Zoom meeting. These are all engaging processes, right? This is where you engage. So this is what your sales girl does for you in a brick and mortar store. The landing page is at the stage where they enter your store, which they become a lead, right? When they enter your store, they drop their details. Then you now do what? You now start to nurture them, right? And then they now what? They now buy from you, now become sales conversion, right? So this is an example of a funnel, right? That we go to where we give something free. They receive automated emails, they call us, they make inquiries. If we need to book a Zoom meeting for them to close them, depending on what we do that, or we direct them directly to our website to go and buy our product, or we give them payment link and things like that. Or we have to, after the meeting, we have to send a reminder. So you are trying to take them through a logical path that will take them from being a stranger to being a paying customer, right? That is what a sales funnel basically means. Taking someone from a stranger to being a paying customer. Do you understand? So for example, if I was selling property, I run YouTube ads, do a video of my property, run a YouTube ad, send them to a landing page. From the landing page, they drop their emails, right? I what do you call it? I send them emails. I can book a Zoom meeting with them to explain the property, to gain their trust, right? And then I sell my property to them, right? So that way they can trust me because they are seeing me live, and the trust level is a lot more lesser. And you can also give some form of guarantee that if what they've seen in the video does not agree with what they're going to see in their property at the end of the day, then you can give them a refund or things like that to get them to make the necessary what they call it commitment. So that's just by the side, right? So do we understand that? All right. So I'm sure we are excited and we all agree about this. So if you agree, go ahead again and comment agree. Thank you very much for participating. This makes me what do you call it, very, very excited and happy. And I'm sure you are all taking notes and being able to be part of this. And the reason why I've taken my time to go through this in depth is because it's not just about getting traffic to boost sales. Most online marketers, most digital marketers think that, oh, just drive traffic. It takes a lot more than that. It takes you targeting the right people, giving them the right message, and also putting a bit of sense of urgency in order to get the results that you want. Okay? Awesome. All right, so good. This is really, really making sense. All right. All right. So now I'm going to share with us 5 principles to succeed in sorry, that's a mistake. 5 principles to succeed online on how you can 10x your sales. The first thing you want to do is before you start, you want to have a strategic plan. You want to have a sales funnel. A sales funnel is the first thing. You also want to have a customer avatar. A customer avatar is defining who your customer is, defining the characteristics of what they do online so that you can target their behavioral pattern, you can target their search behaviors and things like that, right? So you want to have an holistic strategy that embeds your customer avatar and your sales funnel, all right? So that's the first thing that you want to do, right? In our course, in our digital marketing training, we go a lot more in depth in that, right? So I can't, obviously, because of, I might not be able to go, right? So think long-term with a key performance indicator. Another thing also is that you also want to think long-term with a key performance indicator. So now I'm going to pause my slide and then show you something, right? So, and I'm also going to relate it to the first, the two sales funnels that I've showed you today, okay? So I'm going to pause my stop sharing and I'm going to share with you something else. All right, let me just get it ready. Okay, all right. So let me share with you something else. Okay, so share. So I'm gonna just wait for it to share. I'll wait for it to get shared, right? So if you can see it, please leave in the comment area. I can see it. If you can see it, please leave in the comment area. I can see it. If you can see my slide, leave in the comment area. You can see it. Okay, awesome. All right, I can see that. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very, very excited. So there's a logical math. There's a logical math that goes with marketing online, right? And I just want to show you the logical part. So for example, like I said, a brick-and-mortar store from 100,000 website visitors narrows it down to what? To 100 sales. The same thing also happens online. So you drive traffic, right? Which is the attract. You convert to lead. You convert to lead conversion. right? So typically we estimate lead conversions to be about 10%, 5%, between 1% to 5 to 10%, right? Depending on what you are offering as a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is giving something free in exchange for people's contact information, right? So depending on what we are giving out as a lead magnet, right? So we estimate a 10% conversion. So in a brick and mortar store, 100,000 people come to the mall, right? Well, remember in our store, we beautify our store. Some of us even go as far as putting music and different things to attract people to the store, which will form as a lead magnet to drive people to the store, right? So when they come into the store, they become a qualified lead. When it comes online, you use the landing page. When someone goes to your landing page, you give them an offer for free. They drop their contact information, and then the next thing you do is to do what? Is to qualify. Is to what? Is to qualify them. Are you with me? Right? Stick with me. Right? So they become a qualified. They drop their email, their email, their phone numbers, and their emails. At this particular point, you start to email them, right? In a brick and mortar store, a sales girl is the one converting with them. In terms of online, you do email marketing. There's email marketing. There's retargeting ads. There are push notifications. There's SMS, bulk SMS. All these are used to engage your customers. Are you with me? And then after that, you get a 1% sale, right? So a 1%, which will now result to the amount of sales that you get. Now, if you do this very well, it means that you're going to be measuring your conversions, your percentage conversions, your lead conversions, and your sales conversions. Once you can get your sales conversions to be 10%, and your sales conversion to be 1%, and your lead conversions to be 10%, then you can make your funnel very, very predictable, and the kind of result that you're going to get very, very predictable, right? So which means for every 500,000 people that come to us, that gets to our website, we can easily get 500 sales from them. I hope this makes a lot of sense. All right. So yeah, good. So, all right. So I'm going to go back to my slide right now after showing you that. When I talk about thinking long-term, now thinking long-term now means that we are looking at those numbers. We're looking at how do we continue to drive traffic, right? We're looking at how do we continue to drive traffic, right? That's what we are looking at. How do we continue to drive traffic? We are measuring key performance indicators. We are measuring how many leads are we getting, a 10% conversion leads, right? How do we increase our conversions, right? So that's what we are measuring, right? How do we increase our conversions? Then our nurturing, can we improve our nurturing so that we get more conversions to sales, right? There will be a particular point in time where you will have 100,000 leads on your email. You have an email list of 100,000 people, right? Your problem now becomes how do we engage these 100,000 people to increase our sales? Some of us do not even need to advertise at this particular point in time. We just need to sit down and talk to our old customers and try to look at how do we get them to buy other things from us? How do we get them to buy something new from us? So what I showed you right now, the numbers of traffic, our lead conversion, our sales conversion, the conversion percentages are supposed to form as our key performance indicators, right? When it comes to social media, the same thing also. You drive traffic by increasing your followers, right? If you're not running adverts, right? By increasing the amount of posts, right? And tracking the amount of traffic that comes from your social media platforms. Do we understand that, right? So that's what you do. Now, the next thing that you must do is you must help before you sell. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm helping you, right? And at the end of this, I'm going to give you an offer, right? So that you might not be able to resist, okay? Right? So that's what you need to do. You need to help people before you sell to them. You're selling property, help them to understand what they need to look out for. They will trust you better, and then they will buy your property. Are you with me? Right? You're selling a cream. Advise people, tell people about things, body cream ingredients that can harm people's skin, and they'll trust you better, and let them know that on your own product you don't have this particular thing, or educate them on things that are included in your cream that can help their skin become smoother, and you will see a lot more people buying from you. Okay. The fourth thing that you want to do is that you want to drive relevant traffic and conversion. Driving relevant traffic basically means that you want to focus on how do I drive easy to do, how do I drive the right audience that I need my products. Are you with me? And I've explained how going online allows you to be able to target the right set of people. Now the next thing is increase conversion. Are we together? Right? The next thing is what? Is to increase conversion. right? Now, you also want to pay attention to your conversion, because an increase in conversion can make a huge difference to your sales, right? So the key performance indicator that you're measuring must always put a high on increasing conversion. And then, like I said let me go in the second part, think long term. There is a compounding interest that happens with online marketing, especially when it is done right. The first month you start to advertise and you start to generate lead conversion, you might just have 1,000 people or 100 people. By the end of December, you have 12,000 people. Imagine a 10% of that, or a 1% of that 12,000 people converting. That gives you 120 customers. Are you with me? Right? So you want to think long term and continue the process so that your lead conversions can continue to grow and you can continue to enjoy the ripple effect. And this is how businesses are grown. You understand what I'm saying? This is exactly how businesses are grown. Nobody starts, there's no business in the world that in their first year they made $1 million, right? Even Facebook, what they call it, all the businesses that we admire today, right? None of them started in their first year or their first month that they made $1 million. But by continually thinking long term, they continually advertise, promote their products and services, and they continually build a lead and a large database of interested prospects, right? That became customers in the long run. So you want to ensure you do what? You think long term, you increase conversion, you drive relevant traffic, and then always have a winning offer back with a selling point, right? So this reinforces what I talk about. It is greater value that equals to price. Your value must be greater than the price that you are asking, and you must be able to communicate that properly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, this does not mean that you need to understand what your value is as well. There's a joke, or there's a simple story about the guy that there was a ship or something like that. The engine was not working, and the guy took an hammer, hit the hammer, and charged $1,000. And then the person said $1,000 for what you just did, right? And he said $999 is for the knowledge, right? And $1 is for what? Is for the hammer, right? Now, what that means sometimes is that do not belittle your value, because you offer a lot of value. You just need to look at how you can ensure that that value is well communicated. And how do you ensure the value is well communicated, right? Is by you looking at the true after state that you are actually delivering for your customers. That will tell them, that will remind them of the value that you're giving to them. So for example, if what you are doing is saving your customer a lot of money, right? Then you need to explain to the customer that you're saving them a lot of money. So let me explain this with face masks. So before this face mask issue, or before COVID-19, I have a senior friend, a mentor, right? That sells this face mask that is reusable, very, very luxury. It's about 25,000 naira for the face mask. Now the thing there is that you can reuse it for 1 year by just changing a filter. Are you with me? Inside the face mask. Are you with me? Now, this face mask, first of all, when it was going to client, it had issues. So we got talking, right, on one day, right? And then I told him, I said, why don't you break down the cost that they use on the reusable face mask? The disposable face mask that is being used, you can only use it for like two times, maximum of 2 times before it loses its protective value, right? And every time you buy, so what is the cost of them buying that in a year versus the cost of them buying this particular face mask and renewing the value? So you need to go deeper into your product and analyze it. So by the time you went back to the client and show them, okay, so you buy this disposable face mask, this is the amount you spend in a year. With this, you can save over 20% of your cost, right? And then it started to get bulk orders from corporate organizations, right? Do you understand? So sometimes that is what you need to do in order to be able to sell your product. You need to go deeper, understand the true value that you're giving to people. Ask your customers, why do they buy from you? Understand why they buy from you. Okay? That would go a long way, right? So now the last thing I want to touch on is credibility, right? So credibility is basically about coming trustworthy and knowledgeable. I told you that one of the problems that people have with online is actually credibility. It's becoming trustworthy and knowledgeable. So your website becomes trustworthy, or your online platform, not just website right now, becomes trustworthy when what do you call it? Sorry, your online platform is your online platform or your online channels are responsible for your first impression and ultimately your source of revenue, and determines whether people are going to do business with you or not. Now, there are 4 types of credibility. The first credibility is presumed credibility, right? The first credibility, can you hear me? Right? So the first credibility is presumed credibility. So presumed credibility is basically what they call it is basically general is when people make a general assumption, right? Is when people make a general assumption of your product, right? Or that you are credible. Now they make that assumption because they've seen your brand or heard your brand over and over again. And that is the compounding interest that comes when you continually advertise. When you continually advertise, people start to see and remember your brand, and they start to identify with your brand over a period of time, right? So to develop presumed credibility, it's about continually advertising and then continue to be on people's face, right? And then you develop presumed credibility, okay? The second one is reputed credibility. Reputed credibility is third-party reference, where people are referring you to other people, okay? Right? So when people buy from you, the more customers you have. In fact, sometimes when you advertise, people that don't know you, right? Because you are helping your leads, you're nurturing your lead audience, right? They don't buy from you, but they are referring you to other people, okay? Then the third thing is surface credibility, which is credibility from the surface, from them just meeting you on the onset, which means that whatever you are putting out online must be presentable. So don't just take a very ugly picture. Ensure you take quality pictures, take quality videos, and ensure your brand is properly represented, because that would form a credibility. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about surface credibility very soon, and then we're going to end this particular live class. Then end credibility is when someone has used your product before, and obviously they are interested in using your product before. So now let's just play a bit of interesting scenario. So if you're, for example, if you're going to buy a new iPhone, let me put an iPhone X, right, for 15,000 naira. Sometimes you should buy an iPhone X for 15,000 naira, right? You most likely will not buy it because you don't trust it. Are you with me? Well, now if I go back and a Jumia or a Konga is selling that particular product, you most likely would want to buy it because you have a presumed credibility about that brand, right? And you would assume that they are doing it as a deal, right? And if it's if someone that you trust tells you that you should go buy from that person, you most likely will go buy from that person because you trust that person. Now, reputed surface credibility means now it's not that if the person that you are talking to is not properly dressed or does not look presentable, you most likely would not want to listen to that person and you will not pay attention to it. But if that person is properly dressed and presentable, you would want to do what? You would want to listen to that person, that you will now want to answer the doubt questions. So the reason why I said I needed to explain a bit further in this part is because your website looking good is not enough, but your website must agitate people, must answer people's doubts and objection questions, must help people to evaluate your products, must help people to determine your value is good, and must have sense of urgency in order for it to do what? To perform adequately very well, right? Are you with me? Right? So that's how it happens. So initially you're not going to buy because you lack trust, but if I'm presentable, you want to ask me questions, and if I give you the correct answers, you most likely would buy. So what you want to do is that you want to ensure that your website or your online platforms are giving as much information as possible that allows people to trust your website, right? And it's not just about paying a web developer to make it beautiful. It's about ensuring that there are credibility pointers on the website, right? In our course, we share about 100 credibility pointers that you can use, right? So credibility leads to money, right? And that's how it works, right? So with everything I've said right now, if your website, your platform, your online presence is not credible, nobody is going to buy from you. And I'm sure we are very, very excited. Right? So right now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about all right. So very, very quick, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the offer that I have for us today, right? So in the comment area, I left a link and a phone number to contact, right? So you can contact the person, but this is the offer. So today we're giving you 8 of our courses, right? That is worth over 600,000 naira for just 100,000 naira. And you'll see that I'm practicing everything that I've taught you today in this particular stuff. So on the page, so to visit the page is our website, digitalmarketingskill.com/online-course startup pack. Right, sorry, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I just noticed I'm not sharing my screen. Right, so I'm going to share my screen right now with us. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, please say yes. If you can see my screen, please say yes in the comment area, please. Say yes in the comment area. All right, so my offer today, right, obviously, if you later on, you can always upgrade to our master on our professional course. But what we are doing right now is to give you offer to be able to get results and to be able to take your business online as soon as possible. We know that times are hard, and so that's the reason we don't normally do this. And immediately after what they call it, the whole pandemic is over, this is also going to disappear, right? But in fact, today, after today, right, this page will be this page will be taken down. Right after today, this page will be taken down. We've been running it for a while. Oh, sorry, I even forgot. There are just 57 more minutes left in order to take the offer. Right after 57 minutes, this page is going to be taken down, and this offer will no longer be there again. So get all eight of our courses worth over 680,000 for just 100,000 naira today. Right. So if you go on the page, I would also throw in a live support. So on our online platform, you get to have a live support, and you also get to practice everything you are being taught. So you have assignments which you would get feedbacks from our expert coaches, and at the end of it, you will get a certification. Right? Our company is registered in the UK in the US. Right? So we're an international company. We're an international brand. We have we have an office in the US and also in Nigeria. We have 2 offices in Nigeria. We have in Lagos and we have in Abuja, right? So you also would see success stories of some of our students on the page, and you're going to learn digital marketing fundamental. In here, we'll teach you customer avatar, sales funnel, and a couple of other things I mentioned. You also learn how to run effective social media management, how to run your social media properly and grow your social following and things like that. How to develop a landing page, email marketing, drive lead generation campaigns, right? You will learn social media advertising. So all those tricks I shared with you, you're going to learn it in depth in the social media advertising part, right? Then Google Ads course, you also learn Google Ads course, how to run YouTube ads, how to run Google ads. So you can actually run ads to people on their Gmail account, how to run ads to people as they're going on different websites, as they visit Aboki FX to know about today's exchange rate, as they read about Punch, as they go on Punch and different online media to read about COVID-19, right? You also learn how to build website and e-commerce websites, e-commerce store. So a lot of value, then search engine optimization. And we typically teach people how to start online businesses, career, and also how to run, how to offer digital marketing services for people. So you're going to get all this today that can easily go for 85,000 naira each, which gives you a total of 680K, which means you're saving a whopping 580,000 naira, right? If you buy right now, and unfortunately, you just have 54 more minutes to go for to get it. So in the next 1 hour, this is going to disappear. So you would see the payment details also on the website. So you can pay through Stack. You can make your payment through Paystack, or you can pay into any of our 3 bank accounts over here. And if you're international, if you're an international person, please send an email to account@digitalmarketingskill.com, and we'll do well to share with you what they call it, the equivalent in dollars, and also our payment link that you can pay in dollars, right? So please make sure you don't miss the offer, right? So if you want to get the offer, you go to digitalmarketingskill.com/online course/starter pack /starter, what they call it. I'm just going to copy the link again and paste it, and and paste it in the comments area. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. So I'm going to paste it again in the comment area, right? So that's the page, right? And I'm going to share my screen also to show you guys the link and the phone number that you can call to talk to anybody, to talk to our team on how to secure your, what they call it, your seat, and so you don't miss this opportunity that is only going to be available for the next hour. Okay. All right. So now time to answer question and answer. So so time to answer questions and all. So the page, the link is on the page. So I'm open to answer questions right now. So Mrs. Joyce, I'm ready to answer a couple of questions so that we can, yeah, so thank everybody for being part of it. Don't forget you have less than 1 hour to take an action in order to get the deal. So make sure you act fast. If not, you're going to miss out. All right. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much, Toby.
All
I
right.
think
Thank
that was
you.
a very awesome and very insightful presentation. I want to believe that everyone that has participated actively has taken notes, because I mean, my own notebook is almost full, because I mean, it's a lot of new things that we learn, certain things we take for granted, that I think would impact positively on our business and also help sustainability and growth of these businesses. So what we'll do now, I want everyone to type their messages on the chat room now, and we'll have a 15-minute session to just answer the first few questions that we'll have on the chat room. So Toby, please just go through the chat and let's answer the first few questions we would say. I want to believe that might have similar questions, and then
Okay, can you call the question out? There's so many
all
questions that
right.
I
So
see
I'll pick
here. But
randomly.
can you just
So
take the
just have
ones
your
that you want
questions
to
in the
push
chat
out?
room.
You can pick randomly and then. All right. Yeah, the offer includes website development, right? And yeah, the offer, you learn how to build website and e-commerce website as well.
Yeah, that's the only question I've seen.
Okay, so maybe
Okay, wait, how
I feel a lot of
effective would the
questions
online
here.
section be? Yeah, Toby, you can see the questions, yeah?
Okay, yeah, I can see the question. So how effective could the online question be? Our online platform is very, very effective. Like I said, you get to practicalize what you're learning. You get assignments, and with the assignments, you get to what they call it, you get to learn, and then we mark the assignment. So you have to submit the assignment. We get feedbacks. You get feedbacks on the assignment within 24 to 48 hours to know, and we tell you what you've done right and what you've done wrong, so you can improve and you can resubmit the assignment, and then we can get you to the point where you get the right answer. Okay. So you have that. Okay. So you can always do that. Someone keeps removing my slide, my screen sharing. Please, can you stop that? All right. So now the thing is, okay, so that's it for that one. So someone is asking, what do I mean by upselling and downselling? Okay, so I explained that at the beginning. So upselling is after someone buys from you, you're selling a greater value, something of greater value to that person. Now, downselling is when someone buys from you, you're selling something lower to that person. So for example, if I buy something of $100, you can upsell me something of $500. If you sell me something of $20, that means you're downselling me, right? So that's what upselling and downselling means, right? I'm going to also answer other questions. So I'm just going to look at it. Okay, so someone asked, so please, okay, no, I've answered that. Do you offer business advice as I may not have the time to do the training? Oh yeah, so I do consultations, right? So if you want to book consultations with me, you can send an email to me, right? Personally. So my personal email is tobyashende@gmail.com, right? So I do one-on-one strategy sessions with people, right? So you can send an email with me and then we can talk further. So Toby Ashende at gmail.com, right? So you can always send an email to me if you want me to have a one-on-one session with you, and I'll develop a funnel and give you clarity on your business. That's fine, right? Someone said, how do we go about, but no, that has disappeared. Let me look for it again. Someone asked a question, how do we go about, okay, please, can you use something different from real estate? Okay, so if you tell me what I can use differently from real estate, I'll be happy to share it with you, right? How do we go about getting clients for social media advertising for someone just starting out? How do we go about getting clients for social media advertising so are you mean that you want to offer social media advertising to people, right? I mean, what our advice is that one of the first things I did when I started was to offer a free service in order to get clients. So you can obviously offer a free service. When you get a result for your first client, you can take that to the next client and leverage on that to keep on getting new clients, right? So that's my advice for you. Someone said, as a principal, I don't buy offers that are so limited, right? That's fine. I mean, you could buy later, but you probably will pay an higher price for it, right? You can take your time and look at our offer, right? There's no pressure, right? Sorry, I'm just scrolling down a lot of yes. So, so someone said, what of someone with zero experience of knowledge on online marketing is not involved in online business as well? Okay, so our online course is designed to take you from the fundamental, from having no knowledge to having a very, very good knowledge, right? So when you take the course, it will take you step by step on what you need to do, okay? Right, so that's fine. So I enjoyed the training. Okay, awesome, thank you very much for that. Can you please display the last 3 slides? Okay, so I'm gonna go back again and just show that while I'm taking the rest questions. So the last 3 slides are, well, okay, so one of the things that's gonna happen is that, so in order not to waste much time, right? You will get, we'll send the recording, to everybody, right? That was online, right? With as much information as possible for us to take the next, right? So we'll share the recording to every one of us, okay? Right? Sorry, I'm trying to go back to the search part, okay? So, right, so someone said, remember the lockdown limits money in hand. What can we offer? I believe I've given a good deal, right? So you can look at the deal and see how you can do it. You can also call our sales team. We might be able to find a means to work with you on that. So someone said, okay, I've answered that question before. Some people repeated their questions. Toby, is there a repercussion when you are using your main website for your ads instead of creating different landing pages? Okay, so different pages on your website actually could serve as a landing page, right? So what you don't want to do is that you don't want to send traffic just to your entire website. You want to send the traffic to a specific page on your website that talks about what you're advertising, okay? So you don't just want to send people to just all your entire website, okay? Right? Do you offer business? Okay, I've answered that. Okay, all right. Someone said, great job. Thank you very much. Clapping for you. Thank you very much. How do we get clients? Okay, I've answered that. At the prince, okay, I've answered that. Okay, well, okay, I'm seeing a lot of questions that I've answered before. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll up to see more, because a lot of people asked a couple of questions at the end of at the beginning. So I just want to try as much as possible to be fair to those that asked questions earlier on, right? So someone said, okay, I've answered that. Okay, so you mean we should expect only 1 to 5% conversion even when we do the right thing? Yes, you have to. You have to. Definitely, you can get more than 5%, but your marketing should be realistic enough in order to put your mind in that direction. So that allows you to understand that you can't just talk to 10 people and expect to get the adequate sales that you need. So you might want to get as many people and continue to build on the marketing to get the right set of people on board. Okay. So are all this covered in your professional online digital marketing course? Yes, it is. It is. So make sure you get the deal, right? But that deal is not for the professional, it's for the starter pack, right? So make sure you get the deal. Right, I just saw your email now. I just joined. You get a replay. Okay, so I guess there's some other new questions that have come on board, right? So someone said, can you relate it to hospitality firms? All right, so exciting. So it's the same thing also. So you can run ads. For example, you have an hotel. You can run ads and give, like, let's say 5% night for 5% off a night, or maybe it could be a Valentine package, or just a deal that you're running and give 5% off. Because one of the things you want to do after the lockdown, especially for hospitality people, is to give deals to encourage people to act a lot much faster. So you can build a landing page that offers a discount, and then when people subscribe for it, you give them the discount and you remind them, and then you can create a sense of urgency of a 5-day email sequence where you can automate the sequence. You're going to learn it in your line course, how to send automatic email sequence. right? And so you can send an email sequence to remind people. You can send an email sequence to remind people that 2 days left, 3 days left to get 10% off a stay in your hotel, right? Or your travel, or what your travel services, for example. So assuming you're offering travel advices and things like that, okay? Right. So thanks for sharing the recording. I had doing okay, good. Can this principle be used for someone that wants to start? Oh yeah, the principle is even most important for people that want to start an online business, right? So if you're starting an online business, I would advise that you have you have a website. But if you don't have a website, you can always use your Instagram. But like I said, those are not long-term. Those are not long-term strategies, right? Because Instagram could block your account. A lot of things could happen, right? But you're most likely in control of your website if you buy your domain and hosting. So in the website class, in the deal I gave you, right, you will learn how to buy your hosting and domain, and domain name. You will learn how to build your website yourself and manage it yourself. So yeah, so if you're going to do an online business, I would advise you have a website, you have an online store or whatever it is, right? So someone is asking, what's the difference between the starter pack and the professional pack? Okay, right. So the starter pack just gives you access to the course. You don't get extensive. You don't get the other benefits like the community support and a lot of the bonuses that we give. So we have bonus courses also for extra learning and different things like that. So you don't get all that. You just get access to the core courses alone, right? So yeah, so that's the difference between that. Can someone use a WhatsApp link? Oh yeah, you can use a WhatsApp link, but if you're advertising using WhatsApp link, please ensure that you are only advertising to mobile devices so that people on desktop don't click on your WhatsApp link and you lose advertising money because of that. So ensure that you're always showing your adverts to mobile devices. So when you're running ads, you can always choose mobile devices. You will get that in our digital marketing course, the deal I just gave to you, right? So like I said, you have just an hour, less than an hour to do that. I don't want to know how much your course would, I don't want to know how much your course would cost in 3 months time, but I'm sure I'm getting it even if they cost $1 million. All right, thank you very much. Right, awesome. So that's an encouraging. So you'll be surprised when you see the 1 million truly, and I hope you actually pay for it. All right, thank you very much. Right, I asked the question during the course on how flexible. Right, so yeah, so how flexible is the course? The course is very, very flexible, right? So you can take the course whenever you want, right? So if you're going for a starter pack, you have 3 months access. But if you're going for a professional, which is 200K, you have what they call it, you have 1 year access, okay? Right? Can you upgrade? Yes, you can upgrade. If you want to upgrade, that's fine. You can upgrade if you want to upgrade, right? So I joined late. So how can I listen? So yeah, you're gonna get a replay. You're gonna get a replay of the course, right? Thank you very much. You said you've made payment. Awesome, right? Can someone pay now and start the course later? Awesome. Yeah, you can. You can pay now and start the course later. Just indicate to your email that you would like to start the course on a later date, and then we'll book you up for a later date. That's fine. So you can pay now so that you can get the deal and start the course later. That's fine. That's fine. So you can pay now and start the course much later, right? All right. I think that's the last question. Thank you very much, Mrs. Joyce. Do you have anything to say so that we can end this? Thanks a lot for everybody that have attended and have stayed to the end. It's quite exciting that we've stayed till this time. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Toby. You've been awesome, and thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching out. And just like Toby has shared, for those who are interested in improving their knowledge or boosting their businesses using the various online platforms available, you can always get in touch with the Digital Marketing Skill Institute. For those who would want to learn more about the Lions Club and what we do, you could also visit our social media handles and learn more. We are Lagos Phoenix Lions Club on Instagram and on Facebook. And for any inquiries, you could also send us an email at Lagos Phoenix Lions Club at gmail.com. So thank you everyone for taking out time to come, and we would end this session now.
All right. Before we end it, right? I just want to can you show the screen again of how to join? Please do well to follow us on our on Lions Club social media pages, and also if you are interested, make sure you send us an email. You're going to get so the Lions Club is going to send you an email of the recording. So make sure you send an email. You reply back that you're interested in being part of the club, right? I'm going to be the next president, so please support my ministry as well, okay? Right? So make sure you join. I mean, it's a very good club. We do a lot of things for free. I mean, recently we gave food stuff to over 400 people, right? And we keep on doing a lot of different things that would help. In March, we gave bed. We did different things. We've been doing different things basically to support different people. So it's an association where we give back to people. So please, if you are interested in giving back to people without expecting anything back from it, right, do well to join the Lions Club. It also has a lot of networking opportunities as well, where you can get to meet a lot of people that would like to join, right? And we can tell you that you're going to have a fun time. You're going to network with people. A lot of business opportunities will be opened up and things like that. So make sure you are part of. You send an email to, or you follow us on Instagram and send us a DM to want to be part of the Lions Club. Okay, so it's very important to become part of it. So someone is asking, how can you join the Lions Club? Right, just follow us on Instagram, right, on what they call Lagos Phoenix Lions Club, right, and then I'll send an email to LagosPhoenixLionsClub@gmail.com, and we'll give you all the information that you need, right? So please ensure that you're part of it, right? And so you can get the right value that you want. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure. I'm really excited, and I'm impressed that a lot of us stayed back to this time, and I'm encouraged. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toby, and thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe
All right.
and mask up.